Hello everyone. I am heading home. It's getting late, but I thought I'd do a short little live as long as we had some daylight. Had a really nice visit with my family. Lots of hugs from my grandkids. Everybody got pumpkins distributed to most of them. Some of them didn't show up for the little get-together we had tonight, so they will come at a later date to my daughter's house and pick up their pumpkins. Oh. Hi, Melinda. Hi, Dean. So I'm just left the Walmart in Saratoga Springs, picked up a little something to munch on the road, and I thought I would go live until it gets too dark to see. Let's see. Okay, there. Here. We got sunset. There's, you can see the pink clouds there. Look at that. Pink in the clouds. I'm waiting for the light to turn red so I can turn left. So this isn't going to be a super long live because once it gets dark, I'm just going to end the live and then watch a few things. Yeah, they're cotton candy clouds. I'm going this, so as I turn, make my left-hand turn, get on, you'll be able to see more of the sunset. See, we've got real nice sunset going on tonight. Really wanted to be on the road a couple hours ago, but it took a little thinking to get that third row seat out of the back of my car. And my son-in-law hadn't quite figured it all out, but then he had to go run an errand. But my son showed up at my daughter's house, and he had that thing out in about 10 minutes flat. So she's going to get it sold for me, and my son said he would keep an eye out at picking poles for a cargo box for my Dodge Journey. And I'll have a nice cargo box back there. It'll be much better for me. More suited to my needs. All right, you two. Dean, Melinda, you guys better behave yourself. I mean, yeah, the back seats are up and plenty of passenger room back there now. So yeah, the pumpkin run was a big success. Kids just absolutely loved the pumpkins. Everybody exclaimed over how big they were all getting. So we had great pumpkins this year. Definitely going to have to plant some more of those Howdens next year. I think those are the ones that actually got the biggest. Boy, Dean, Melinda, that reminds me of when we were little, when I was a kid. We'd take long family trips. My dad liked to go on long camping trips. And boy, riding in the car. Of course, by the time we were 16, he had gotten a van, but it didn't get much better. Van didn't have air conditioning. It was a 69 flat front Dodge van, green and white. One of those that had the engine between the seats of the two front seats. My mom used to put the baby carrier up on top of that for the baby to ride in. No seat belts in that thing either for anybody. So hello everyone who's just joining in. I probably won't be reading comments because I gotta keep my eyes on the road. But thought you guys would like to watch the sunset with me. And I'm heading north. Right now I'm on Redwood Road. I'm gonna hop on Bangerter and go to 215 and head home. So since I gotta keep my eyes on the road, I probably won't be reading comments too much. Hello, Old Pecan Homestead. Hello, Sawyer. Oh, we're going up through Bluffdale here. My kids all live in and around Saratoga Springs, except for my oldest son, who lives up near Magna, near the Kennecott Mine. So it's a little ways away from where I live. A few hours drive. But I gotta keep myself awake going home. And now Melinda's in charge. She's got the Blue Ranch here. She's gotta keep everybody nice and y'all be nice and polite. Yeah, after daylight change, after they do the time change, it'll be dark at this time. It's 6:56 here in Mountain Time here in Utah. All right, Melinda, don't poke Dean with the wrench. You guys got to ride peacefully in the back seat. Mostly my channel is just me doing my gardening, some of my crochet. I use it to show off some of my products I sell in my little Etsy store. Just little bits of my life, you know, living out in the country in Idaho. Right, I used to have a couple dogs, but they've passed away now. And so right now it's just me and my 2 cats, and I've got a little 1 acre. And it's mostly just posting a little bit about what I do in my life every week. Try to make at least 1 video a week, maybe more if I can. So that when my grandkids get older and they want to know what my life is like, they can go and watch my videos. They can watch me water my garden, mow my lawn, shovel snow in the wintertime. You know, just little bits of my life. So it's more of a journal, an online journal, video journal. So that my grandkids and maybe later my great-grandkids can see what my life was like. I know I often wonder what my grandparents' life was like, and not all of them journaled very much. They didn't tend to write journals. Oh, I forgot to turn the sound down. There. Now I won't get interrupted by notifications. So that's what, you know, someday I'd like to be in a position where I can get that little old wooden shed in my backyard fixed up and turn it into a chicken coop. It's always been a dream of mine. I'd like to raise some chickens. I think that would be nice. Be able to, I love chickens. One of my last time I had any close with chickens was last year when I went and visited my sister. She paid for me to fly down to Texas and spend a weekend with her, a few days, and she even got some timed it, put some eggs in her incubator and timed it so the chicks would be hatching while I was there, and it was just really fun watching those babies hatching. So I really enjoyed that, and I really would like to raise some chickens someday. Maybe if I had enough chickens and could at least maybe sell a few eggs on the side, pay for their feed. There's so much stuff I throw out in my garden to compost, because it's really good compost. But every time I throw things out like watermelon rinds, and I was thinking, dang, chickens would really love these. But I don't have any chickens to feed. So, yeah. Yeah, a lot of road construction they're doing on here. They're talking about doing, I think, Winter Olympics again here in Utah. And I think 35 or something like that. Better pay attention to what I'm doing here. They keep shifting the lines on the road on me. Yeah, the sky is a beautiful color right now. Yeah. There was one time driving through one of these road construction areas a couple of years back. I was in the wrong lane and ended up exiting, and then I had to find a way to get back on. I got lost in the maze of cones. Yep, it's getting on towards winter. Sun's going down earlier and earlier every night. Once they change the time, boy, it's going to go down almost immediately. 5 o'clock will hit and it'll be dark. Okay, out of that one little section of road work. Hi, Peggy. Maybe you can sit between Dean and Melinda so they'll stop touching each other in the back seat. The way this car's filling up, boy, maybe I should have left that third row seat in. Now somebody's got to ride in the cargo area back behind the seats. Yeah, I can see you sitting perched up on the roof, just like on those old films from India where the people are riding on top of the trains. They just spread out their blankets and sit there and ride along. Right now we got good lighting. Yeah, more road construction up here. They're constructing. They're just trying to, I don't know what they're trying to do, but sometimes these lanes get a little confusing. I saw they tend to put turn lanes where you're not expecting turn lanes to be. And I saw where somebody was showing me a video of an accident. Looked like somebody had turned down a oncoming traffic left turn lane well, they were looking like they were trying to make their right turn lane, and they turned into the left turn lane instead of going past it and then turning right. So they turned right into a left turn lane, and it just, all I could think of is, yeah, these things get, the way they kind of crisscross the traffic and everything does get a little confusing. So all I can do is just hope I don't get confused and lost. Oh, those kids are gonna decorate them. I've already got kids telling me which ones they're going to carve, which ones they're going to paint. They're out putting their, with a black magic marker, writing their names on the pumpkins they wanted. So yeah, they'll get pumpkins and they'll decorate them, and the family will post pictures. I'll try to get some of those pictures and share them of the pumpkins all decorated. Right now it's fairly cool. It's only about 73, so I can get a little vent air in from outside, and it's really nice. Keep my phone from overheating. I don't think there's any such thing as a good toothache meal. At least all the toothaches I've ever had have been pretty miserable. You guys are getting pretty rowdy back there. There we go. Oh. So I hope you all had a good weekend. At least as good as mine. Okay, here's my exit. Boy, this car sure runs a lot lighter without all those pumpkins in there. I didn't really weigh any of the pumpkins, so I can't really estimate how many pounds of pumpkin I had in the back of this car. But boy, it's feeling really light right now. So now we're going to be heading east to 215. We're going to get on Highway 215 here. So they've patched this road so many times, but it's actually gotten to the point where it really needs to be torn up and resurfaced, but they just keep patching the patches. And I wonder why my car needs new struts. Bumpy roads. Oh, wears down your struts real fast. But coming up here on your right, if you keep your eyes peeled, on the right hand side of the road is the Taylorsville Temple. So we're in Taylorsville right now. We'll go zipping by it real quick here. I'll try to hold the phone steady. Watch traffic in front of me so I don't rear end anybody. That wouldn't be fun. Okay, I've got to get over one, I think. People in front of me is slowing down, but yeah, there it is. We're going by. Okay, I got to get head to the northbound lane. Oh, I might be in the wrong lane too. That's what it says. They've changed lanes on me. Gosh darn it. No, I need to go north. That's the north one. Oh boy. Well, I wish they wouldn't change things on me while I'm driving here. Hi, Mom. See, you managed to hop on. Yep, I'm heading home now. Thought I would do a little live stream, at least as long as we had enough light to see the road by. And when it gets too dark to see anything, including me, I'll just hang up the live stream. Make sure I can get over here. Fortunately, it's a Sunday night and there's not as much traffic as there normally is. Okay, in a nice middle lane, all the fast people have lanes on either side so they can go past me as fast as they want. Yeah, we kind of watched the sunset earlier. Cotton candy pink clouds. So, Dean, have you decided where you're going to take your next trip to? I really like that trip you took up to Virginia. That was pretty country up there. I was going to, Mom, but we had that party for Jacob after church since he's starting his mission now. And then after the party was done, Nate tried helping me get the third row seat out. That was taking a little bit of time trying to get that third row seat out in the back of my car. He finally had to go run an errand. Wasn't going to get back till 5. And then Ben showed up to grab pumpkins for him and Sarah. And then Ben took one look, and I showed him a video I'd found that showed how to take the third row seat out, and he pretty much had that entire seat out in about 10 minutes. And so now Kara can get the seat all cleaned up and vacuum the upholstery on the back and take pictures and put it on KSL and get it sold for me. And Ben said he's going to look for a cargo box to go in the back. I told him if it has black upholstery, that's fine. You know, black, brown doesn't matter. I just would prefer a cargo box, and he might be able to find one at a pick and pull. And then after I left Tara's course, I had to stop at Maverick and gas up, and I took a nice little video clip that'll be in my video of the sun shining on the mountains and on Utah Lake. Now I stopped at Walmart, picked up a little something to eat while I'm heading home, and then got on the road. Started live stream and got on the road. Sent you a text message, got on the live stream, got on the road. That's the whole story of why it's so. I headed out late today. Mostly because Terrace Church starts at noon. Their ward meets at noon, and so it's noon to 2 o'clock, and we didn't get back till 2:30. I start setting up for the party, which started at 3. I sure wish they made that print on these chats bigger so I could read what. I'm gonna have to go back and reread the chat. I hope I'm saving the chats. I've never actually rewatched my own lives, so I don't know if the chats are being saved. I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch it. Well, looks like we got 13 people on watching right now as I drive down the road, and it's starting to get dark. So we had a good weekend. Trip coming down was good. Had great weather all weekend. I think this was the best weekend. Next weekend's supposed to drop down into the 60s and be a little cold and chilly. So I honestly don't think it was the best weekend for traveling. I got some nice pictures of some of the flowers in my daughter's garden, in her flower beds. She's got some, I think, bee balm planted. And boy, the bees were just really loving all that bee balm. They were just loaded, just buzzing around. I got some really nice close-up pictures. The bees totally ignored me. They acted like I wasn't even there. They were just so busy gathering up pollen and nectar to store for the winter. So they have enough in their hives to get through the winter. We're traveling in Utah right now. Leaving heading down Salt Lake Valley. I'm going to be heading up past Bluffdale here on the Legacy Parkway. It's a much nicer drive, especially at night. And we're heading back to my home, which is in East Idaho. Utah. Got a lot larger job opportunity base down here. It's easier to find jobs. Smaller populated areas like up in East Idaho are pretty limited in the good jobs. And if you do have a good job, or at least a full-time job, you hang on to it as much as you can until you can find something better. So we're going up past Bountiful right now. Going past Bountiful, and up ahead is the trying to think. Up ahead you got Layton, and then you got there's a Roy, Clearfield, a bunch of little towns that have all blended in together into one big metropolis. And then north of that is Ogden, and north of that is Brigham City, and then after Brigham City we start veering to the west, and then we head north again because it kind of veers west where it meets up with I-86, which goes up to Twin Falls, and we don't want to go up there. I'll be turning to head directly north and go to up through Malad, Idaho. You know, we'll just we'll watch. You know, we'll drive along here as long as we can get a good picture on the live stream. It gets too dark, you can't see anything where you're going. And it's 7:29 now, so yeah, it's going to be getting a little dark. When I stopped and got gas at Maverick, I did scrub all the bugs off the windshield. But it doesn't take very long to pick more up. I'm trying to catch a comment here and there, but it's hard to read these comments. They're so tiny. You need to have eagle-eyed vision to see all the comments. And I don't have eagle-eyed vision, but apparently Picky is dying of laughter. Oh boy, FedEx truck. Maybe I'll get it, go past. Go past fast. There we go. This used to be a scenic drive that was like 55 miles an hour, and then they decided they needed another thoroughfare, and they didn't allow big trucks on it either. But then they realized they needed, with all the road work and everything on I-15, they needed another highway, basically. So they opened it up to big trucks. So now we got big trucks on here. And they raised the speed limit a little bit so everybody could go a little faster. Instead of having just a nice, slow, scenic drive for commuters, it's become another major thoroughfare. And they've been doing improvements on it to widen it, put in a few more overpasses and on-ramps and off-ramps and all that kind of fun stuff. Still is a nice drive, especially in the springtime when everything's green. And there's not nearly as much traffic on it as there is on I-15. Oh boy. No. The road, I think, is just a little shiny. It doesn't look like it's been wet. We haven't had any precipitation, so it's just shiny. They've been redoing roads so they can repaint it. Oh, it got nice new paint on the road though. That's nice. Getting it painted before winter time, because during the winter all this paint will just wear off under the brine solution they spray on the roads to keep them from icing up. And by spring you won't be able to hardly see a line on there anywhere. You just have to kind of guess which part of the road you should be driving on. So yeah, they've kind of spruced up the road just a little bit here. Got some nice new paint on it. Be getting off here pretty soon. Gotta take it easy going through these construction areas, even though they got the cones all set aside they're still working on the shoulders here, and they just push the cones aside for the weekend so weekend traffic can go around unimpeded. Okay. We're heading up towards North Ogden. Gonna be hopping on I-15 here pretty soon. Alright. Gotta pay attention to the traffic. So this week I'm going to have to really make some good decisions about where I'm going to plant all my little fruit trees. Maybe even start digging, seeing if I can go out every night come in, feed the cats before I fix dinner, because by the time I'm done fixing dinner, the sun's gone down, and I want to get my little fruit trees planted, so I'm just going to have to go out and grab a fruit tree, find a place to stick it, dig a hole, get it planted. If I do one every night, I should get all of them planted by the weekend. All right, let's see if I can get on here. There's lots of people moving fast behind me. I want to get up into the middle lane here. Okay, there we go. We're up in the middle lane. Heading towards Ogden. Gotta go past Clearfield and Layton and all those places. Get up to Ogden and one thing I do like is there's not as much traffic on the road. It's not packed on the roads on a Sunday evening. But yeah, I got to get all 4 of my little fruit trees planted. I got to get my little forsythia planted. I got to get my rosebush planted. Got to get my little Douglas fir planted. Got to get everybody planted and in the ground. Yeah, they still got a lot of road construction up here they're doing. They're trying to get people to remember, stay in your lane. The lanes are going this way. Now the lanes are going that way. Careful is where the lanes are actually going. Just traveling, going with the flow here. I like the middle lane for one reason, because faster cars can go around me on either side. Of course, I got a slow car in front of me here, so I'm going to have to go around it. Too much speed. There's still speed limit here. It's like 70 miles an hour. So I gotta stay around 70 miles an hour as much as possible. So far right now we're doing about 26.7 miles per gallon. So the car's doing pretty good. Much better than going down. Going down, we made about, on the average of 23.2 9 miles per gallon, and that was with car fully loaded down with pumpkins. And now it's getting much, much better gas mileage without all the extra weight in the back. I have no idea. I mean, I went down once, and my brother-in-law was, when I went down last fall to visit my sister, my brother-in-law, he did all the driving. My sister, she does not like to drive on the freeways. She might drive to the local grocery store, but she does not like driving on the freeways. She said they've just gotten too bad. They weren't that bad years ago when she first moved down there, and when she first met him, moved down there, and they got married. But freeways traveling to Houston and back for her are just getting too bad. So she's willing to let him do all the driving. He doesn't mind the driving on the freeways down in Texas. I just know I prefer more rural life with a little more laid back, a little slower driving, not so many people. Too many people make me a little antsy. Places over in Europe that they're actually making cyclist roads, areas where people can literally cycle from one place to another and no cars are on them. I don't remember where I saw that, probably on a video, one of the, because sometimes when it's the middle of the night and I got insomnia, I'm just kind of scrolling through Facebook and I get all sorts of things popping up. Like some country is, literally made a cycling road from one town to another. People can literally travel on their bicycles and you never see a single car on them. I'm just going, okay, that's interesting. Won't see anything like that in America, but it was interesting. Here we might have bike lanes in the towns, but that's about it. trying to concentrate on my driving here. A little more road work coming up here. This is where the road gets really rough because they've ground out lines and repainted lines so many times that it's really hard. Someday they're going to have to just simply resurface this whole entire area. It has to be more than just patchwork resurfacing, too. It's going to have to be a serious resurfacing job. Boy. They've really narrowed these lanes down. They're super narrow. Alright, I'm going to get more back into the middle lane again. I lost my middle lane, so now I got to find another middle lane. Okay. Head past this big white cargo van. You know what they say about big white cargo vans. They keep grinding the paint out, it really creates tiny little micro ruts in the road, and they just keep grabbing at my tires. Boy. Trying to stay on track, and I got these little, small, thin, narrow, shallow ruts grabbing at my tires. Okay. Pretty dark here. Ooh, more traffic getting on the road. Okay. Heading down the hill. Better make sure I don't pick up too much speed. This is one of those. Oh, wow. Watch out for this guy. He's a little impatient. Plant the little Douglas fir in the front yard, not too close to the Colorado spruce, but close enough that they'll provide some privacy from the road eventually when they get big, but give them both enough growing room. Set them back far enough from the road they ain't going to grow into the power lines. And there's the little front porch, covered porch, front foyer of my house. It does have a outlet on it. And I kind of thinking I can, in the wintertime, I can go out, put some lights on the little trees, and then run an outdoor extension cord over to the, plug it in, and they can have little Christmas lights on in the wintertime. Right now they're little trees, so little tiny strings of lights would be fine for them. I thought it would look pretty. hill. Woo! Still got little ruts in the road. Gotta watch out for them. It's grabbing my tires. I haven't figured out exactly where I'm going to plant the rose, but I think I might try planting it in my front flower bed under the foyer window, facing the road. I think it'd do. It's on the north side, so I hope it'd do okay there. At least it should winter well over there. I just got to dig out all that grass and get the weeds out and hope the voles don't destroy it. Still gotta find something that I can use to get rid of the voles. I think they pretty much tunneled under every inch of ground on my property. It's going to look cute, putting lights on those two little trees and then running extension cord between them, and then long extension cord over to the house and plugging it in. Need to find an outdoor timer that I can put in the outdoor plug so that the lights will come on at night. Won't run all the time. Well, I was thinking that would be kind of cute and pretty. Hi, Sue. Thanks for popping in. I'm heading home from Utah. We're north of Ogden now, coming up on Far West. And pretty soon we'll be north of there. Just thought it would be nice to have a little company on my trip, help keep me awake on this nice long drive in the dark. I'm not as young as I used to be. Sue, right now, let's see. I'm not quite to my halfway point, but I probably got at least another 2 hours to go before I get home. Yeah, usually what I do on these long trips when it's late like this, I'll call my mom and I'll sit and we'll just keep an open phone line between the two of us and just sort of chat while we're, traveling. That way we keep each other, whoever is driving, and we can keep the other person awake. going past Willard's Bay. Can't see it at night, but it's not too bad. They have a nice little marina there at Willard. A lot of people like to go and fish in the salt marshes. That's birds, wildlife, state park. You can do a little fishing. It's not a bad little place. Sure cut their corners close. Of course, I was cutting mine close too. Oh boy. Truck traffic. A lot of them like to travel at night. Not as many little cars on the road at night. I bet this brings back memories, doesn't it, Dean? Seeing all these big trucks on the road. Alright, I gotta slide in here. Good. Ooh, 28 miles per gallon. That's good. We're doing pretty good here. Getting good mileage on this car. That means I'll actually still have enough gas to get me through the rest of the week when I get home tonight. Gas up till Saturday. because I'm really concentrating on my driving here, especially when I'm passing these big trucks. I gotta really concentrate. Entry here. Now it looks like they got green lights on in there, which means they're open. Yeah, green light and a red light. I don't know what the green light's for. One red light with an X and a green light with an arrow pointing in another direction. One truck in there. You're talking pretty good. We got a really good chat here going. I just wish I could see what you're saying. One of these days I gotta go and get another pair of glasses. I mean, I've got one eye that's really, really far-sighted and one eye that's really, really nearsighted. Between the two of them I can see pretty good, but there's things that were, size of font. Tiny font is hard to see at any, I can't get close enough. If I get too close, it's fuzzy. If I get too far back, it's fuzzy. I've got to be at that perfect angle to be able to squint and see it. And it's a little hard to squint and see it and drive it at the same time. So I'm probably missing quite a few comments here. But yeah. Oh, future things to do this weekend. This week's going to be nice and warm. Next week's going to be cold. It's definitely going to be chilly fall weather. So this weekend, or this week, I've got to start probably getting my raised beds completely harvested. And then this next weekend, besides planting, clean out the raised beds completely. Get them ready for winter. I'm gonna get my strawberry pots and bed my strawberry pots down into the raised beds to kind of protect them over the winter. Okay, we're turning into a 2-lane road now. We ran out of all 3 lanes. And it's 8 o'clock. We're making pretty good time. Considering it, yeah, I think we're making pretty good time. I've been on the road actually since probably about 7. Well, it was about 6:30, 6:40 when I left my daughter's, but I had to make stops to get gas and that, so. Still making good time. Yeah, it, you know. not the only one heading north. Yeah, people were, looks like they've been taking advantage of the last really good weekend of good weather for this year. The rest of October is going to be getting into from warm fall weather to chilly cold fall weather, which I guess our plants need it, because even though some of the leaves are turning, some are not, and we need leaves to be turning and falling off the trees. It is not good for leafy trees when they get a lot of snow and they still have leaves holding the snow on. It tends to make a lot of broken branches. The weight is too heavy. They need to lose their leaves. And some of those, especially the elm trees, are just not losing their leaves yet. They need a really good cold snap for about a week or two, so they'll start losing their leaves. Like something saying, hey, you need to get rid of those leaves. Winter's coming. I haven't checked the Farmer's Almanac yet to see what kind of winter weather we're supposed to get this year. But from what I've heard, we should be getting a pretty good snowpack, which should be good. Something going really fast. Yeah, I live up in what is high mountain desert country. We really depend on our getting good snowpacks to be able to get enough water for the rest of the year and to help recharge our aquifers. If we don't get a good snowpack, even in the valleys, I mean, I remember when I was a kid, we got the valley areas. We'd come down to visit my grandmother, and I remember there'd been a lot of snow on the valleys, and lately we've been having a lot of mild winters where we don't get a lot of snow, which means, well, they're cold winters, but they're mild in that we don't get a lot of snow, and we really need we need deep snow in the mountains and deep snow in the valleys. Because when you get deep snow in the valleys, that helps recharge your aquifer, and yeah, it makes people in charge of all the water a whole lot happier, especially the farmers. Last summer, they were really threatening to shut off all our wells in East Idaho. Wells and the irrigation canals, and just telling the farmers you can't water your fields. And it actually got nationwide, attention what was going on, and there was really no reason for it, because last winter we got so much snow in the mountains, the reservoirs were overfull, and we actually got fairly decent amount in the valley. Not as much as I've seen in the past, but it was a decent amount. Enough that my shrubs and trees had enough groundwater, to get them off to a good start last spring, so I didn't have to drag out the hoses quite so early. So we're praying for good snow this winter, especially where I live out in the farming country. We want to see our farms being productive, So, and that depends on whether or not we get good snow. So, I'm gonna have to check the Farmer's Almanac and see what they're gonna say. They're usually pretty spot on as to what kind of weather we're gonna get. Got an impatient person behind me, so I moved over. Got to move over and let him go past. Zipping away. Utah plates. Must be local. This is usually the point where I start seeing more Idaho plates. People heading north. Everybody's going home. It is now 8:16 p.m. Poor Neil. But doesn't Neil say he doesn't usually go to bed until about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning? I mean, he shouldn't have passed out already. He should still be wide awake. Maybe it's all the airflow from sitting on top of the car. Yeah, there he is. Neil's still with us. He hasn't left yet. Oh boy. Yeah, I still picture like Neil sitting cross-legged, like he's riding on a magic carpet there on top of the car. Person wanting to pass me. They got those really bright neon type lights that, you know, the kind that the low beams just blind you because they're that neon high energy neon whatever headlights. They're just at that angle. They're as bright as my high beams are. Be like me driving. My car's an old car and it's got yellow lights, but those are bright, bright lights. Oh boy. Either that or they do have their high beams on. They're just going to blind everybody on the road. But there are those blue-white lights. You see how the light on the road is that blue-white color? Oh, that guy was just blinding me. like those lights. Oh, now he's going to get in front of me. Well, okay, I'll let you in. I'd rather have you in front of me than behind me. Let's see. They got Idaho plates. So they're like me. They're heading home. Not only that, they got a little video running. They got a little video screen for the back seat people. It looks like probably got kids in that Suburban, and it's watching a movie. Watching a movie while they ride home. I didn't get a look at their... They blinded me so much I didn't get a look at their plates. Couldn't see what their plates were. Yeah, get ahead. Couldn't see what county they're from, so I have no idea where they're going, but they're heading to Idaho too. Yeah, looks like they got a little movie going for the kids. Kids in the back seat watching a movie. Except for they're probably falling asleep by now if they're lucky. Oh, I know, those lights should be illegal. They are so bright. I mean, you can see how blue-white they are. And you know, even driving around with your low beams on, those things just blind you. I prefer my lights. Mine have a nice yellow, warm yellow color that is easy on the eyes. So even my high beams aren't going to really blind anybody too much. Just follow the light. Well, I had a lot of fun. Went to church with my daughter's family. Had a nice little lesson on not only believing in Christ, but believing Christ himself. You know, believing what he said he's going to do. He says he's going to be returning. He'll be returning. And I just thought that was an interesting take. Not only, you know, having a belief, but also believing in what that person, having a belief that a person actually existed, but believing in what they actually said, that they spoke the truth at all times. Oh. Them speed on ahead with their blue-white lights. able to just automatically think myself to wherever I want to be. About how much gas money I could save if I could just think myself to wherever I wanted to be. Alright, let's move over. Got somebody getting in. Better let them in. At least they have good headlights. They're not that blue-white color. A little something I can use that to really buff up my headlights. They need to have all the little scratches and wears and everything just buffed out of them so they're nice and clear again. I need to see if I can find some kind of buffing pad that I can like hook onto my little drill that will turn it really fast at high speed and just kind of buff my headlights up to a nice high gloss and get all the scratches out, buff out all the scratches. They're actually not in super bad shape, but they could be cleaned up a little, so they just shine a little better. Making a pit stop up here ahead, which means I'll be leaving you guys sitting out in the parking lot staring at the stop up at the little truck stop up ahead here. Run in. Everybody can use the bathroom while I'll let you all out for a minute. Hi Sue. Welcome back. Stop up here outside Plymouth. So I stop here every now and then. I do know that from this little truck stop to my house is about an hour and a half. So I am now at the point where I'm only an hour and a half from home. about you all, but I need to use the restroom. So everybody has 5 minutes. Then we're getting back on the road. Let's see. They need to repaint the parking lines. Hard to see where to park. All right. All right, 5 minutes, folks. All right. I hope everybody took care of everything. Got your road snacks. I gotta freshen up my water here. I got 2 jugs, so pour from one to the other. Oh, yeah, we got a whole bunch of kitty cats out here. Mama cat and her babies. I wonder if they might actually live here. Well, I got enough cats at home. Don't need any more. Okay. Just enough left there to fill up my mug again. So, topped off the water. All right. Well, I hope everybody's doing so far okay. Huh? All right. Yep, there's some kitty cats out there. There's a mama cat and her babies. Okay, let's back up carefully. I don't know if anybody dumped them or if they actually live here. You never know. All right. Well, let's get back on the road. We got a 27.1. That's what the mileage is now saying, so. But we were going uphill a little bit there, so might have taken a little more gas just to get uphill. And here's the big white cargo van I passed. He's pulling in. Alright, we're gonna watch, since I'd have to turn on the interior light for y'all to see me. So let's watch the road. If I can get this to turn. Come on. Okay. Now it's, oh god. This thing is not, it must have a delay. There we go. Alright. Oh, I'm glad you got Posey in for the night, Mom. Sometimes on these warm nights it's really stressful because she wants to be out hunting. She needs to be in the house safe. There's actually people in town who have seen coyotes wandering in the streets. You know, it does make me a little worried for Posey if she wants to be outside. Getting her in for the night and shutting the little doggy door will keep her safe. So I tap it 2 or 3 times the night. Then I've tapped too many times. Just flipping the phone back and forth. It's 62 degrees here. Fahrenheit. Not Celsius. He'll better have his shoes and socks on while he's sitting cross-legged up on top of the car. So yeah, we'll make good time, get home good time. I've never had to drive in a snowstorm in October going down to Utah and back to take the pumpkins. Have driven in some pretty gnarly snowstorms going down for Christmas and even coming home from Christmas. I drove through a lot of snowstorms. You know, leaving late, driving through the night. After the last time I did that, and I got home, but the roads were actually not too bad until we got north of Pocutello, and my mom was following me, or I was following her. I don't remember which. We each had our own car, and we ran into a blinding snowstorm just north of Pocutello, and it took us about an extra half hour because the traffic had slowed down. There was like 6 inches of snow on the roads. You could barely see the tracks. So instead of taking 20 minutes to get from Pocutello to Blackfoot, it took us about 40 minutes. And we were driving like 15 miles an hour. We weren't the only ones though, but it was we were so grateful to see the exit, get off the freeway, and head into town. We actually went to the main road exit because the old highway was just almost impassable by then. So we just went to the main road exit. She turned off, went into town, and I turned and headed home. We were both chatting together on our phones, and I made sure she got to her house okay, and she made sure I got to my house okay. And we decided after that, traveling down to Utah and back around Christmas would be done during the daytime. Leave in the morning, so we had all day and good visibility, not driving in the dark in a snowstorm. Back. I haven't done that in a long time now. Now we're primarily daytime drivers. So 67 normal nighttime temps for you in there in Tennessee, Sue? I'm so used to living in the frozen north, I don't know what's normal for more southern. There, welcome to Idaho. We have now crossed the state line. You're in Idaho. It really gives me a better idea of what your weather is like all the time, what your weather's like down there. Because to me, getting snow in the winter is normal. I've always lived in areas that got snow every winter. Deepest snow was when I was really young. And we lived up in Pinecrest, California. It's up about 30 miles east of Sonora, up in the Sonora Mountains. My dad worked for the Forest Service, so we lived at the Forest Service station there in Pinecrest. And we'd get 8 to 10 feet of snow up there. They'd have these big, almost like huge snow plows, but I just remember walking home they'd drop us off as the Forest Service offices is where the school bus would pick us up and drop us off. And I remember walking down the hill to where our house was, and we lived in a mobile home, and the snow would be so high, it was like big white canyon walls. And where the snow actually got higher than our mobile home. Dad had to go up there quite a bit to shovel snow off the roof. So yeah, we got a lot of snow up there in the mountain top. Also remember we used to go to the Pinecrest Reservoir, which is now quite the holiday resort place for people. It's got a nice sized marina, which it didn't really have when I was that kid. You know, 50 years ago, didn't have that. Now it does. It actually has a much larger little resort town than the few little shops and homes that were up there. It's become quite a nice little getaway, I guess, for some people. Okay, what is our flashy sign saying? Flashy sign says, it's all the boats. They need to pull over at the rest area and get checked. Zebra mussels, the bane of waterways everywhere. They gotta check all the boats and kayaks and everything for zebra mussels. Well, right now I don't need any joint replacements. And I've actually seen a chiropractor that's going to keep me from having to have back surgery. My hips were hurting a lot, but it turns out my hip pain was because my back was all twisted up and my hips were lopsided. Seeing the chiropractor has helped me greatly to get better balance and not be so lopsided, and a lot of my lower back pain has gone away. So I get some weird twinges every now and then. The other day, Friday at work, I don't know, I think I stepped on, but it really gave me a painful twinge in my left hip, and I was kind of limping for the rest of the day, and I'm going, I gotta go home and load pumpkins in my car. I can't be loading pumpkins in my car with hip hurting. Body would stop aging quite so fast. I'm not ready for all this. I'd like it to slow down a little more. All right. We are getting closer to home. Down below in the valley is the bright lights of Malad City. They're at the foot of Malad Pass. But we haven't had any blips in our data signal. No blackouts so far. Oh yeah, always try a good, yeah. You listen to my mom, she's 83. She's gone to the same chiropractor. In fact, she told me to go see her chiropractor because he found out she had, her back was all twisted up even worse than mine. But he's keeping her from out of a wheelchair and keeping her from having surgery. And she's got a lot of improvement in her lower back pain. Surgery is always the very, very last resort when things have gotten so bad you can't avoid it. But if you have to have surgery, then go ahead and have it. I've seen people who don't have surgery because they're afraid. It's like, you'd have less pain and you'd feel a whole lot better if you got that worn out joint replaced. Knees that wear out, hips wear out. The way they can replace them these days is just nothing short of miraculous. It's nothing like what they used to do. Technology has come a whole long way. So if I ever got to the point where I had to have something replaced, okay. Just turn into the bionic woman. That's all. Start with the knees first, and then once they're healed up, you can work on the shoulder. Sometimes it's just the way you're walking and carrying yourself that's causing the back to go kaput. That's what I found out. Get my shoes all cleaned up, see which ones need new insoles. I've got a pair that they're in good shape. The insoles are not, so I've got to get new insoles for them. Or maybe go on Amazon, see if they sell what I need. Yep, crunching on my pork rinds. Lately, my hands have been hurting me the most. Dean, once you get all your joint replacement done, then we can call you the Bionic Man. Oh, that's not good, Sue. Most of what I get in my feet is joint pain from joint damage in my toes. Plus, I got a little touch of plantar fasciitis in both arches. Some arches in that ain't in good shape. Occasionally, I get some heel pain. So I got to make sure I got good shoes with good arch support. And we day and don't constantly stay on my feet all the time. And of course, remember to have a lift. Keep my lift in my right shoe so I'm walking evenly, not being lopsided. Oh, heading up the pass here. Up and away. Here we go. The car handles going up the pass much better than my little pickup. My little pickup, it tends to slow down, so I usually have to shift down into a lower gear to keep up my speed. But it's got a manual transmission. It won't take the whole pass at 6th. I usually have to shift down in 5th and sometimes all the way to 4th. Whereas my car, it just up and shoots up this mountain. It does pretty good. Car runs pretty good. It's been doing pretty good. It hasn't been doing any of the funky code light stuff, for which I'm grateful. I don't need that. Bit of major climbing up here. Oh, have a nice little downhill side before we go up the last climb to the top of the pass. Devil's Creek Reservoir. They usually do ice fishing out there. It usually gets cold enough that the reservoir completely ices over. Real thick ice, and people go out and go ice fishing. It's interesting. I've noticed when I've gone down, had to travel in the wintertime, especially since I like to do daytime traveling. If it's a nice sunny day, it's interesting to see all the people with their little fishing huts and out there on the ice fishing. It's a good spot for ice fishing. It's high up in the mountains and it gets cold enough to freeze over. Bit of a climb here. And we'll be at the top of Milan Pass. They have a little marker by the side of the road at its highest point. It tells you how high in elevation you are. top. I don't know if I can read the sign though. Flat Summit. 5574, 5,570 above sea level. Now we're heading down the hill. It's a long, long climb uphill, but a really quick going downhill, pretty much almost straight down the hill. I got people going down the hill faster than me, and they got those dark blue-white lights again. Jeez, hurry up and get past me. Don't need those lights shining in my rear view mirrors. Yep, there they go. Driving those blinding lights again. People driving late at night. Everybody's been vacationing. Got people from Utah heading back to Utah, people from Idaho heading back home. Everybody heading home late at night. No, it's not really late, it's only 9:03. And if this was like in June or 1st of July, end of June, I mean, the sun would still be in the sky. It wouldn't even be sunset yet. So, but now it's October and the sun's going down earlier, so it seems like it's late at night, though it's not really late at night. Yeah, we've had a lot of people popping on and off throughout the night. I think it's because we caught them on a Sunday evening. Apparently, late night Sunday evening is much better than Friday, Saturday morning when everybody's still in bed. Yeah, Saturday morning I went live and all the way down to Utah and didn't hardly get more than 3 or 4 people and 3 or 4 thumbs up. And I figured it was just too early in some parts. Some people were still in bed because it was Saturday morning. Idaho. That was a sign saying there's an exit up here if you're going to Preston. Downey and Preston, and it's up ahead. Preston, Idaho is where they filmed Napoleon Dynamite. A movie that didn't get a whole lot of attention when it first released in theaters, but has since, over the last umpteen years, has become quite the cult classic. And that's where it was filmed. The whole movie was filmed right there in Preston, Idaho, just around the neighborhoods, and borrowed the auditorium and filmed it. Almost lost you there. Almost lost you. We might get some choppy signal around here. up here on the plateau. But yeah, Preston, Idaho, where they filmed Napoleon Dynamite. That's a fun movie. That was a pretty fun movie. Now we're on the bumpy road. Oh boy. The bumpy cement road that actually needs to be torn up and repaved with asphalt because it's really getting in super bad shape. So you guys might be getting bounced around back there. We'll try to traverse this as quickly as I can without going too quickly, because I don't want to get pulled over for speeding. But you know, the sooner we get back on pavement, better. Yep. Trying to. Yep, very bumpy road. This is one they're going to have to address someday. We're just bouncing all over the place. My car definitely needs new struts, probably needs new shocks too. I mean, it is a 13-year-old car, which with all original parts that have never been replaced. Yeah, the loud noise is because it does need new struts. The struts are worn out. And so we bump over the roads a little more than we should be. Not quite a smooth drive. Yeah. But sooner we're off this pavement, this section of the road, back on some of the spots where they've repaved. It's really bumpy around here. I hope you guys are all hanging on good. Overheated with the cooler air blowing on it. Not overheating issues, but it's really causing us some problems there. Okay, let's warm up the seat a little bit. Bumpy road and back on pavement now, folks. Good night, Melinda. Thanks for hanging around. I hope she had a parachute on. Dean. Neil videos everything. He's always carrying that thing around with him. His little camera. Going past Idaho. It's one of those little blink and you miss it towns that are around here out up on the mountain plateau. What they call the southeastern plateau. At least that's what the weathermen call it when they're giving you the weather. 25 miles to Pocutello, and then another 20 miles to Blackfoot, and then another 8 miles to my house. So that's how close we're getting. Whoops, I'm getting tired. Okay, you guys gotta keep me awake here. So one of these days they're gonna invent chats where you can hear people's voices. Yeah, home stretch, no yawning allowed. With old headlights. You can always tell these newer cars, especially with the oncoming traffic, they always have bluish tint to their headlights. It's like, dang, those are new vehicles. I'm roughly doing about 80 miles an hour right now. It cost us a little gas climbing up and over that mountain, over Millet Pass. We've dropped down to 25.7 miles per gallon. So the best gas consumption we got so far was 28 miles per gallon, and but climbing the mountains took a little extra gas. Getting up and over Millet Pass, we used up a bit of gas. But still, it's been doing pretty good on the mileage, much better than truck. Best truck does is about 18.9 on the highway. But it driving to work and back about 16 miles to the gallon. So the car's definitely getting a whole lot better gas mileage. I still got a little bit of the gas money my kids sent me on my PayPal card, so I can get more gas in it tomorrow. Gas up the car tomorrow. Top it off, get it nice and full. Oh, we've been in Idaho for a while now. We crossed over in Idaho about an hour ago. going to go to Lava Hot Springs and Soda Springs, Montpelier. I have a sister living in Montpelier. This is where you'd turn off, right here. They got some little truck stops there. Okay, move over and let these cars get on the freeway. Now we're hitting the long downhill. It really is, all the way to Income. Got a nice little downhill slope as you climb down off the plateau. Alright, now get back over because one of those cars going on the freeway, they want to go super fast. I'm probably doing about 85 miles an hour, and they definitely want to go faster than me. So I'll move over and they can pass me. Definitely will slow down going through the Income curves. And hopefully we won't lose the signal going through the Income curves. Yeah, if they want to go past me, better let them go past me. There they go. Speedy people in a big hurry. Okay, they can be in front of me. Well, here on the plateau, we are traveling northwest direction, and it is 58 degrees Fahrenheit. On the southeast plateau is we're heading on the downhill slope. Okay. catch anything you toss out the window. Better be careful what you're tossing out the window. Heading downhill now. Dropping a little more altitude. Coming into the income curves. They call them the income curves. They're kind of infamous. They curve through some old basalt uplifts. The old lava formations are quite nice in the daytime, and you're traveling at night, so you're not going to see them. Unfortunately, they are impressive. But yeah, better slow down just a bit, tad. Always slow down going through the curves. I like to have just a bit more control, especially when I'm driving old vehicles that like to bounce all around the curves and bounce around the road on all the bumps. Pebble Creek Recreation Area. This is where you turn off if you're going to go skiing in the winter up in Pebble Creek. They got a little ski resort up there. Never been. I really don't do cold weather activities. Not like when almost lost signal again. Just a little bit this time. But yeah, I enjoyed being in the snow and everything when I was a kid. Didn't bother me, but boy, since getting older, it bothers me a whole lot. I get so achy and joints don't want to work and everything's freezing up, and I'm just cold and miserable, unhappy. Up a little bit here, and only for a split second. That's not too bad. Just a little interruptions of the signals. We've actually got much better signal tonight than we did Saturday morning. Yesterday morning was not all that great. There we go, past the little truck stop. There we go. I really need an actual thing that clamps onto your window and holds your phone or something. This little makeshift one I got, well, that's pretty much what it is. It's makeshift. Not actually made to hold on to anything properly, but it's doing the job I need it to do, and just need to be happy with it. So I can buy some fancy 6 miles to Pocutello. Down around this little mountain. We may or may not lose a little signal here. Hopefully I won't lose y'all. May not be going too fast. Okay, there we go. Slow down just a tad. Don't want to catch anybody's attention. see if we can keep a signal going around this mountain. Going around the base of the mountain. So, well, it's actually a hill. Not really big enough to be a mountain. It's just big hills. Used to be in the old days with slow phones, you'd always lose your signal here. But these 5G signals seem to hold on a whole lot better. And going around, now we're climbing back up out of this little valley. Over, smoking up ahead. Truck with side by side. He's got blue lights too. And there is Pocutello up ahead. Pocutello, Idaho. Home of Idaho State University. Entering into Pocutello. So better slow down. Speed limit's a whole lot slower. I think it's 65. I'm not quite sure how many people call Pocutello home. I don't know what the last census had. Miles an hour. So better let it slow down. Slow down the car. There we go. We want to keep it legal here. It's real easy to pick up speed. Now another long climb. It's a big hill. And not everybody obeys 65-mile-an-hour speed limit. I'm doing probably close to 65, and I'm pretty sure they're doing closer to 75. Better stop yawning. I yawned again. Well, much further. Well, first we go through Pocutello, and it's a very hilly stretch because the I-15 actually runs along the foothills. Pocutello is actually mostly down in the valleys, but it's spreading up through the foothills too. So, camera really flattens out the road, so you can't really see that we're actually going down a hill and then up a hill and then down. It's like a roller coaster ride. Sorry, dry air around here. The air is very dry. We live in a desert. And they've got lots of road construction up ahead because they're redoing the interchange with 86. I think it's 86 or 84. It's an 80 highway. That's how it's the one you would take if you're going to Twin Falls or Boise. You turn off up the interchange. They're redoing the whole thing because they want to have I-15 be in 3 lanes. I-15 be 3 lanes. And so they got to redo the whole thing, redoing overpasses, redoing exits. Just climbed another steep hill. Now we're going to go downhill another steep hill. Yeah, okay, so from Pocutello, once we leave Pocutello, it's about 20 miles to Blackfoot. We'll pass Fort Hall. It's halfway between Pocutello and Blackfoot. So it's like 4 miles to... You got about 20 mile stretch here. You got about 9 miles to Fort Hall. And then you pass Fort Hall, it's about another 10 miles to Blackfoot. It's roughly about 20 miles between Pocutello and Blackfoot. Then after I get off the freeway, my house is exactly 8 miles west of the freeway. So then I'll head west and got 8 more miles to go. So roughly about another 28 miles to go. That takes me about 10 minutes to get home from there. It's about 20 minutes, so it's about 30 minutes. Got another 30 minutes of driving. As long as I don't exceed set limits, especially through the road construction areas, where they really slow down the traffic. Because everything's just windy and narrow. They've been working on this for quite some time now. I'm pretty sure it'll probably take almost another year to get it all completed. Okay, still got bits of, I haven't quite covered up all the old highway. I'm going to get all of that. Don't need to be running my tires over the wake-up strip. They're bald enough as it is. I'll just get on this inner lane until we get past all the road construction. They're redoing a lot of this because they want this all to be 3 lanes. Highway will all be 3 lanes. So they're doing a lot of widening. Then past this point, it'll narrow back down. I think I can get back over now. But it's all road road construction. There we go. Slow traffic. Well, they've really put up barriers on the inner shoulder here because of what they're doing working. It's so much slower. I'm only doing going a little over 60 miles an hour. So the person coming up, oh, there's somebody behind me who came up super fast. Because they don't like it that I'm doing 60s, between 60 and 65. Person behind me is doing about 55. Well, there they go. They're heading back up into 7, doing 70. 75, 80. They don't want to go slow. They've narrowed the lanes down a little bit. There's a reason they want people going slower. You okay? Or am I okay? Okay, we might have some signal interruptions through this stretch. We got a little bit of a couple stretches here between Pocutello and Fort Hall and between Fort Hall and Black. The signals aren't, even the 5G signals aren't super great. We might get a little signal interruption. Yeah, probably. Road construction now, so we can speed it back up a bit, get back up to normal freeway speed. Fort Hall, 2 miles. And of course people are speeding up now that they're back up to freeway speed. Yeah, these stretches, especially between Pocutello and Fort Hall, there's a stretch where you kind of lose signal, and then between Fort Hall and Blackfoot, there's another stretch for about a mile or two that you kind of lose signal strength. It's not as bad as it was a few years ago, but they're really working hard on getting enough towers to fill in all the little dead zones, so people can use their data service, especially farmers nowadays with their fancy computerized tractors that, you know, they need, they also communicate. Everything's it's all on Wi-Fi and data services, mobile hotspot. Blip time. Yeah, I've been having a few of these. Probably have a few more. They're working hard to cover the earth, so that no matter where you are, you can stay connected. Yeah, another little spot. need to roll down and air the car out. There. That's a little better. Yeah, passed a dead skunk somewhere. Got a good whiff of him. Somebody's driving a little fast. They better watch out. Yeah, about 3 people driving real fast. I'm half expecting you. Most people up ahead, they're driving the speed limits, or maybe just a little over. So those speedy people, better watch out, you know. Especially since we're currently still in the reservation area. They don't want to get pulled over by the reservation highway cops. Boy, they were really booking it. Hadn't been doing it all. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I lost you. I lost you. It lost the signal there for a second. Now we're reconnected again. Well, I told you, we got a few blank spots here and there. I went and yawned again. Guy's supposed to be keeping me. We're running in with circles on the windshield. Oh, that's funny, Neil. Yeah, I had to reconnect. We still got a few little dead zones around here. But actually, for being a very rural area, we got pretty good Wi-Fi. I mean, data service, and there's some good Wi-Fi companies. Okay. Whoops. Now I'm trying to read comments and drive at the same time. Hopefully when oh boy, it's 9:49. I don't think I'm gonna get my video put together tonight. It's gonna be too dang late when I get home. Tired. I'll have to put it together tomorrow evening and get it morning. Alright, we're making actually pretty good time here. I gotta get up and go to work tomorrow. I gotta actually leave pretty early because I've got a storehouse. I got a food order I gotta go pick up in the morning. And then go over to work. So I need to be up and at 'em pretty darn early. When I got there last time I picked up a food order, they had it ready for me already when I got there, and I got there like 10 to 8, and they're supposed to open at 8, but you know, you get there early, they're there, they already had had mine ready. I said, oh, we already got that one ready to go. All I had to do was sign for it and get it put in my car, and I still got to work by 8 o'clock. So I'll show up early tomorrow there again, and hopefully they'll have it all put together for me, and I'll just stick it in my cooler in my car, and it'll be good. I'll be good. Okay. Hey, wait, Neil, aren't you supposed to keep those arms from off the windshield spinning around? We're getting there. It's only about another 1.5 miles to the exit. There's a lot of vehicles in line. I'm not going to try to pass them all. So I'm just slowing down here behind, getting in line and slowing down. Then I'll be getting off. This is another one of those areas they want to improve that actually does need improvement, because one, the bridges up here need to be widened, and we need much longer off ramps and much longer on ramps, so you're not, you know, hopping directly into fast moving traffic or trying to pull out of fast moving traffic and into off the road. It gives you time to slow down and get off, and slow down and speed up to get on. And they're proposing that the on-ramps and off-ramps will be much, much longer, making it much safer. Because the off-ramp is literally right here at the top of the bridge. Everybody's blinking. This is right here at the top of the bridge. We'll be home in 10 minutes now, folks. I'm only 10 minutes from this freeway. 8 miles west. It only takes 10 minutes to drive it. I'm gonna get over here. We're going into town. I'm heading out of town. At least Mom can see that I've made it. Hey, go down I'm heading down Highway 39. Go down Highway 26 and you come to Craters of the Moon. Big lava fields. Come on. There we go. Light went green. So, now I go under I-15. Over the new bridge, which is much bigger and wider than the old bridge, and the new bridge was actually built when I was a baby, so it's not really a new bridge, but the old bridge was built around the turn of the century, around 1900, so it's a real old bridge. And got a turning light, so we can turn. And then we just head home. Head home down Highway 39, which is a very small road. Up across railroad tracks there. Got little businesses here dedicated to farm equipment. There's a case 2. That's where they sell the case 2 equipment. Head down. We'll just take the straight roads. Sometimes I take the back roads, but back road is 100 South Thomas Road. It's a good road, but it's a little slower, more likely to run into deer. Well, I have had deer cross my path going down this road. Yeah, keep your low beams on. You're heading into town. Anyways, I've actually had deer cross my path going across Highway 39 before at night. So you do have to keep a lookout for the wildlife. Hopefully we won't have any late night wildlife hopping across the road. But this route is actually faster, just going straight down Highway 39. As long as you don't get behind some slow-moving farm equipment, you'll do pretty good. Yeah, haven't seen Bigfoot yet, but you know, it's always a possibility. See if I can get that a little more angled. There we go. Better keep an eye out for things. The first little unincorporated town we come through here is Riverside. Unincorporated means then they don't have their own post office. Where I live in the Thomas area, it's also an unincorporated town. So we all have Blackfoot zip codes, and we go into the post office in town. That's where all our mail goes. We've got Blackfoot zip code. You have to get clear out to Pingree to get a different zip code. Because they got a post office in Pingree for people who live 20 miles around Pingree. But I'm just a few miles too far east to get a Pingree address. So they got a whole bunch of these little unincorporated towns that all have basically Blackfoot addresses. I gotta slow down going through Riverside. And there are a lot of people here who planted a lot of trees. Makes for a nice shady area outside Riverside here. Now a couple miles more and we'll be going past Snake River High School and Junior High. the All-American. It used to have a lovely patriotic themed paint job. White with blue and red stars and stripes, and they sold out to Fast Stop, who painted it a very ugly shade of brown. I've actually overheard locals in checkout lines at the grocery stores talk about how they should go in the middle of the night and repaint the whole building back to the original patriotic themed red, white, and blue. It just doesn't look like the All-American anymore without the patriotic colors there. Nobody around here is happy about it. I don't think they would have minded Fast Stop buying out the store if they had just left the original paint job on it. Alright, we are almost home. Here comes my turn off, and I have to look for it because I think snowplows last winter pushed over the little posts that had the reflectors on them, so you don't see where the road is anymore. Basically, I have to look out for this little company that's just off here on the right. Look for. They usually have 2 yard lights on. One of them's burnt out. Yeah, I can turn on my high beams now, I think. Better be keeping an eye. Field once you get off the main highway because you can't see deer. And there's even rare occasions I've actually seen antelope out here in the fields. But not too often. It's been a few years since I last saw some antelope. Go. 10:03. Not too bad. Y'all got me safe and sound at home. Hope y'all enjoyed the ride. Okay, yeah, here we go. I left my back porch light on because I knew I was gonna get home in the dark. Okay, home again, home again. So, thanks for coming along on the ride. It was a pleasure having you. And I hope you all have a good week. And I'll talk to y'all later. Okay. So good night, everybody. Yep, home free, pumpkin free. And I'm going to get myself and my stuff out of the car and go in and find my bed and say hi to my cats. So, good night, and talk to y'all later. Sleep well, everybody.